Hello and welcome to TI Tips. Today we're going to be talking about how to make box plots or modified box plots on your TI-83 or 84 calculator. To do this, I have my TI-84 Smart View up, but the commands are going to be the same in either of your calculators. So, the first thing you need to do if you want to make a box plot is have some data that you want to display with your box plot. So on the right hand side of the screen here, I have some free throws taken per game, so we can see all that. Now, with your data, you're going to need to enter that into your calculator. To do that, you need to use your calculator's lists ability. If you don't know how to use that, I have a link in the video description below on how to use it. Go check that out and come back. But I've already entered my data into list 1, so I'm going to continue on with that. Now, because I've entered in my list, what I need to do is I need to go to stat plot. So you can see stat plot is this blue button right above y is equal to. So I'm going to hit second, y is equal, and all my plots are turned off. So I need to turn on one of my plots if I want to display my box plot. And I'm just going to do the first one. So I'm going to go to, you see off's highlighted, I'm going to highlight on and hit enter. Then I'm going to scroll down to type. When you're in type, and your calculator might have 3 stacked on the top row, 3 stacked on the bottom, you can't just hit down to get to it. Make sure you keep hitting the right button till you're highlighting what you want. So there's 2 different pictures we want. The picture with a couple dots on the side is our modified one, whereas the picture without dots is just the standard box plot. Typically, you're going to want to do the modified one because it shows outliers. So I'm going to use this, but it's the same for either. And I'm going to hit enter to highlight that. Once you do that, your X list option below is defaulted to list 1. So wherever you put your data for list 1, your list, that's what you're going to put here. I put it in list 1, so I'm going to leave the default. Frequency is always going to be 1. Just leave that there. Marker, color, those are fine. You can just leave them. So once you have that, you can hit graph and it'll bring you to a screen displaying it. Now, this screen might have a few issues. One, you see I have a function graph there. This is pretty common. We use equation editor to graph functions. Just go back over to y is equal to, clear out whatever functions you have there, or turn them off if you want to save them later. And then you can go back and you won't have that there. But your box plot also might not really be fitting fully on the screen, or it might be really tiny. So to format it, you're going to not want to go to window. You're going to want to go to the zoom button instead. So click zoom, and this is a bunch of preset options for us. And option 9 is zoom stat. So I want us to go to zoom stat. So I'm going to click 9, or you can scroll down and select it. And when you do that, it is automatically going to format this for us, which is pretty nice. But when it comes to these box plots, you're typically interested in what the values are at the ends of our whiskers, on the lines in the box. To do that and see what they are, our 5-number summary, you can hit trace. Hit the trace button, and then it's going to highlight these different values. So it starts on the left here. We see the minimum X value is 0. I can scroll to the right, and it's now going to be give me the first quartile value of 2. Scroll again to the right, the median of 4. Scroll a little more, the third quartile of 6. And then I'm going to scroll one more time, and I'll see I have a max value of 12. And since I don't have any dots hanging out anywhere, that means I don't have any outliers. But if I did have an outlier, say I added one more value to my data set. Say I added a value of 20. And I'm just going to take my value of my original data set here, turn that 12 into 20, because that's probably going to be an outlier. And then I need to change that value in my lists. So I'm just going to go stat, edit, and I'm going to scroll down to my 12 and turn that to 20. Hit enter. Now, when I go back to graph, you can see that not the whole picture's not in the format, but actually the whisker also collapsed too. So I'm going to go back to zoom 9, and it'll reformat it for me. and I can see my dot all the way out here. And again, you can go to trace and see my minimum is 0, first quartile is 2, median is 4, third quartile is 6. There is no whisker because that our third quartile value corresponds to the largest non-outlier value, so it kind of collapsed down. And then I can scroll again to the right and see that I have this max value of 20, and since it's a dot hanging out there, that's an outlier. I hope this video on how to make box plots in your calculator helps. Check out the links in the video description below, and have an awesome day.